Hello again, and welcome to Crime and Music. I'm your host, Brian J. Kinsley, and with me as always, my friend Ben Rupel.
What's going on today, Brian?
Not a whole lot. Every other Wednesday, we'll bring you a true crime podcast about people in and around the music business and their misadventures into law breaking. This week, we've got a country star named Mindy McCready.
No, seriously, I just had, what's going on today, Brian? Nothing's going on?
Oh, well, no, we're going to talk about Mindy McCready today.
Oh, okay. I'm in. Put me down. I'm definitely down.
And every other Wednesday, we talk about people in crime. They do things like murder, assault, theft, whodunit, gangs and guns, and more. And if that sort of thing interests you, hit subscribe, tell a friend, leave us a 5-star review on iTunes, but whatever you do, just leave us those 5 stars. You can leave things in the comments section. I know, Ben, you like emojis.
I've grown as a person. I know what
past
gifts.
the emoji.
Can they put gifts in there? Or is it GIFs? GIFs?
I don't. It's GIF and
All right,
GIF.
answer
I
that
think.
question. Put 5 stars, and is it a GIF or a GIF? I know how it's spelled, GIF. But if you think it's a GIF, tell us with the G, and if it was a GIF, tell us with a J.
I like it. The G's versus the J's.
Yeah, I'm a big crunchy peanut butter fan myself.
It is not a sponsor. If you'd like to share with us directly, excuse me, you can find us on Twitter at Crime and Music, Facebook and Instagram Crime and Music, or email us crimeandmusic@gmail.com. Let us know who you'd like to hear about. If you got people we're talking about you like, let us know that too, or let us know your own stories of musical mayhem.
You're not pimping my MySpace page?
Check him out on MySpace, everybody. He claims it exists.
No, it doesn't exist. I'm gonna do it.
Oh, you're gonna do it. All right. Something that you can do if you want to help along the process, if you want to contribute in greater ways, like if you like us, like us, like us, you can go to patreon.com/crimeandmusic and become a monthly subscriber. There's some neat things that'll happen there. Depending on how much you feel like supporting the show, Ben and I will make a private episode for you. Not like that.
We will have your story on air, but first you have to commit a crime. It might just be jaywalking, but we'll do it. A short episode.
I think you have to be a musician too, or around the music, like a roadie.
We'll get a triangle. Ding, 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 ding. You're a musician. All right, jaywalk, crime, and music.
I will do an episode for you. Check that out at patreon.com/crimeandmusic. For everything else, go to our website, www.crimeandmusic.com.
Could we do that for, like, sponsors?
Triangles?
Yeah, we'll let them play a triangle, and then we'll commit a crime, and then we'll talk about it for, like, 3 seconds. And we'll have a little subcategory that we can just, like, if you want to download a 10-second podcast.
Oh, like personalized
Here's
podcast?
Joe Smith. He plays a recorder, and he flipped off a cop. Is that a crime?
I don't know that we can encourage people to break the law to appear on our podcast.
All right.
So, you asked about me. I'll ask about you. How you
Guns like
been?
this, that's a crime.
Yes, those are not registered. Look at that
gun right
show.
there, baby. The gun show.
That's the actual gun right there.
You look like you got old man biceps.
I do, because I'm an old man.
All right.
So, kids, today we're talking country, and it took me, just barely enough time to crack the top 10 to find a female, let alone a female country star, to be on Crime and Music. But we found one, and her name is Mindy McCready.
Yeah, we were looking. I mean, we knew we wanted to have a nice broad spectrum of
Talent.
people, of subjects, and getting a female on here, getting a lady. I mean, we want to be equal rights.
Hey, man, they can do anything men can do.
And I was excited when you said her name. You know, I've seen her.
You said that too, and I was surprised you'd actually seen Mindy McCready in concert. Give me the rundown. Where was this at?
Absolutely not in concerts. Back in the days when I had that job traveling.
Ah.
And so we were out on the West Coast in La La Land, and I believe it was at Universal Pictures. They must have had some nice little restaurant there, and a bunch of business people were all out just eating food.
Sure.
Drinking a beer. And this is probably 20 years ago.
Wait, you spotted her on the street?
No. All of a sudden, they started, like, boxing off part of the restaurant, and it was kind of an outdoor restaurant. It was in Los Angeles.
Fancy.
And we were asking, like, what's going on? And they said, oh, we're shooting a commercial for the Country Music Awards or the Grammys or the Emmys or the Oscars or the Tonys or something. I don't remember what it was. And there's going to be a popular artist that's going to be dancing up there to a tune.
Nice.
And lo and behold, it was our girl here,
Mindy McCready.
And I do remember she was beautiful. I mean, she was really good looking.
She's really pretty girl.
Had a tight tight leather pants on, and bam, I was a fan of hers
I am
right
hooked.
away. And it was years later. We'll get to it.
Never even heard her
Yeah.
singing.
No,
What year was this roundabout?
I got it. Say 98, 99 maybe.
Interesting. All right, keep that number in mind when we get
I'm
there.
guessing. I'm really guessing it was early in my. I was probably 21 at the time, 22.
Well,
Yeah.
she's got a pretty interesting story. It does take a turn for the depressing side because, it's some girl in the music business.
Did she get spit out the bottom end of the porn industry?
We'll get there.
Okay, I do not know.
That's awesome that you teed that up. So, yeah,
right.
let's dive into Mindy McCready.
Start into Mindy. Mindy. All right.
Mindy. Mindy McCready was born November 30th, 1975 in Fort Myers, Florida.
So she's like our age.
She is pretty much 100% our age. Yeah, she's a little younger than me.
What was the date? The March?
November 30th.
Okay.
So she's in between you and me.
She's a couple months older than me.
Correct. And just a couple months younger than me. So the Fort Myers, Florida, her mother, Melody Gale Inge, and her father, Tim McCready. And so down there in Fort Myers, Florida, the city of Palms.
Florida. Strike one.
Well, Florida, right. If you're
Sorry, we're from Michigan, all right? So we can make fun of Florida. Go ahead.
Right, the third coast. Florida, Fort Myers, Florida, city of Palms, is the county seat and commercial capital of Lee County, Florida. So basically, it's the capital city of the county in Lee County, Florida.
Yeah, it's the county seat.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's on the Gulf side. So just for a representation, if you're not familiar with Florida, if Florida is that little penis thing that sticks out the bottom.
It's a peninsula, Brian.
Peninsula. Then Fort Myers is kind of just after the head, like the underside where the tip would meet the shaft. That's Fort Myers.
For all of our people that don't have access to a penis right now, Google it.
Oh, good Lord. So the population in 2010 of Fort Myers, Florida was about 62,300 people, and 2016 estimates have it at about 77,000 people. So it's on the up.
Not a lot.
Not a bunch. It's a major tourist destination. It's got the winter homes of Thomas Edison and Henry Ford.
I'd like to go visit them.
Well, Thomas Edison's you should see. It's called the Seminole Lodge, and it's 13 acres all along the Calsahatchee River.
Chillicothe.
Chillicothe. No, it's Chalusahatchee. It's the Talusahatchee River.
Sounds like an Indian name.
It's Seminole Lodge. I think that's. And then Henry Ford's place is called the Mangoes.
That sounds like an Indian name too.
Apparently, he has 2 solariums and some horses named Prickly Pete and Snoopy. Anyway, check those out.
Other solarium.
So Fort Myers is apparently the happening place to be. Mindy's childhood, she started singing at the age of 3 in her local Pentecostal church. And at age 9, she started training for the opera with a Juilliard professor, but later decided that she preferred the kind of country singing she'd learned from karaoke tapes of Trisha Yearwood, Reba McEntire.
Okay, I like Reba McEntire. She's actually still pretty viable these days, isn't she?
Reba's a funny show.
Yeah.
She had a sitcom, but I still think she can sing pretty well, too.
Yeah, she can still sing very well.
So she ditched the opera and went to country. And so her parents split up when she was 9.
What kind of music? We got both kinds.
Country and Western. She, very early, she developed this sense of independence because, she's young, her parents are divorced. And so she was kind of like, I'll do it myself. So she graduated high school early, at the age of 16, and then she moves to Nashville, where she signs her first recording contract at 17 years old.
Does it say who it was with?
Well, it's a company called B&R Records, I believe.
Okay.
Well, now
it wasn't a big, huge record label.
Well, it wasn't huge, but we'll get
the feeder,
right.
One of the feeder labels.
She promised her mom that she'd go to college if she didn't break into the music industry within a year. And so exactly 51 weeks after she moved to Nashville, she signs with those dudes.
So just like, Mom, shut up. I signed.
Yeah, I did it. You had 1 week. Her mom's like, "No, so close." 1 week. So her first album comes out in 1996. It's called 10,000 Angels. Mindy's like 21, 20, somewhere in there. It had 4 hit singles on it, including the one that most people know besides 10,000 Angels. There's another one called Guys Do It All the Time. And I guess she took kind of like a backward slant. Mindy was sort of like the rough and tumble girl. She was like, it's like, I like hanging out with the boys better than the girls, like one of them type, you know.
Well, she's a country girl.
Yeah, but
I don't think that's that odd for that.
She was a country girl, not a Southern belle, I guess, to put it that way.
Yeah, okay. She's a rough and tumble
Yeah,
chick.
right.
With a pretty face.
Oh, she's
nice,
again pretty.
Nice kind of other
shapely.
Attribute. Yeah.
Good for the record business. It is, yeah. The album was certified double platinum, and now she's headlining concerts with George Strait and Tim McGraw. So
yeah, those are big people. Those are big
doing
people.
Good.
Then. Yeah.
Her songs were notable for their strong female voice. Mindy's got a quote. She says, "All my songs are tunes that women want to listen to and say, 'Yes, sister.' They're not traditional country in the sense that they have images of dogs and trucks or submissive women. If women aren't equal to men, songs aren't for me. Stand By Your Man is not the song for Mindy McCready. If he's not a good guy, I'm not standing by him."
And she sounds like she's full of conviction.
She does seem fired up.
Yeah, she's young. She knows everything.
Right.
Yeah.
She's nominated for a top new female artist at the Academy of Country Music, but she loses a 14-year-old phenom, LeeAnn Rimes.
Oh, well, LeeAnn Rimes, she was no joke. I mean, she...
Yes.
Do you remember the name that we used to call her? Lonigan called her.
I do not recall this.
Can I say it?
I guess.
Diaper face.
LeeAnn Rimes was diaper face?
LeeAnn Rimes was diaper face?
I do remember diaper face.
I don't know why. And I think that then was carried over to the next, what's her name there? The other girl, a young girl in the country music. Now, Ryan calls her diaper face.
Oh, gosh.
No, she's dark gothy girl. Everybody knows who I'm talking about.
They're screaming into their headphones.
All right,
Why
we'll
don't
come back to it. We'll come back to that.
Yeah,
all
sure.
Right, we'll think about it.
1997 rolls around. She has her second album called "If I Don't Stay the Night." It does all right. It's not as good as her first album. And in September, she announces that she's engaged.
And what year is that?
That's 1997.
Okay,
yeah,
97.
So, guess who she's engaged to?
Billy Ray Cyrus.
No. Funny, though, save the name Billy. Mindy meets Superman actor Dean Cain at a concert.
Oh, Superman actor.
Dean Cain is an American actor, producer, writer, director, TV show host, and police officer in St. Anthony, Idaho. He also dated Brooke Shields and signed with the Buffalo Bills, but he blew his knee out before in training camp, so he had to go to acting.
Did he do any crimes? I'd like to get to know about Dean Cain.
He's a police officer in St. Anthony,
Ripley's
Idaho.
Believe It or Not.
He was a TV show for Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yeah, I love
TV
that
host.
show.
He's also born in Mount Clemens, Michigan.
Are you serious?
I am.
The Mount Clemens. I dated a girl one time from there. When I say dated, I mean we hooked up at one night at Michigan State.
Wow.
When I say hooked up, we won't get into that.
So.
Don't need to have a crime in music.
So far, the most interesting thing about Mindy McCready to you is that she was engaged to Dean Cain.
Got pretty eyes.
And she's pretty.
She's pretty.
So, with Dean Cain's influence, Mindy started irritating the record companies. She became known for being late and, quote, difficult to work with. And so, her and Dean Cain...
She is a woman.
Wow. Her and Dean Cain break it off in 1998. And so, that was a good run. They had a solid couple years.
Oh, what? Not 2?
3, I think. Yeah.
Dean Cain.
Yeah, Dean Cain.
Do you think that some of those relationships in Hollywood, not saying this one necessarily, but some of them are definitely fabricated by the people behind the scenes going, hey, listen, you need to have a love interest in your personal life, quote unquote, so we can market that and it'll make you more, it'll make you seem more viable, so we can
profile.
Get more profile, and have more people interested in you. I think that happens all the time. I wish I knew which ones were like legit.
Well, this dovetails nicely because I just was reading a thing about the current Superman, Cavill, his name is Henry Cavill.
I don't. Give me 5 more years, I might figure out who he is.
You know who he is, but what he did was allegedly, he was dating Kaylee Cuoco. You know her, the Big Bang Theory girl.
Her. Yeah,
right.
I like her with the short hair, by the way.
The pixie cut is nice. I agree.
That,
That's
yeah.
good. But anyway, so they were dating. Her and Cavill, Superman, were dating for like a month or 3 at the most. And all of a sudden, she's like, I've been in Hollywood for 20 years. I've never had paparazzi follow me. Now they're following me everywhere, and I can't do anything. And so he gets some type of movie launch and some press off of her, and then they break up mysteriously. She's like, hey, stop calling and going out. So then he gets his launch and push, and she's gone, but she's now stuck with a bunch of paparazzi. And so, yeah, people will manipulate and probably try and get an advantageous position off of your position.
Taylor Swift.
Oh,
nailed it.
Tay-Tay.
Diaper face.
Oh, Diaper Face is Tay-Tay. Oh, I did not know that.
All right. Hey.
We can continue.
All right.
So, all right, we got Mindy being sort of difficult to work with and, late thanks to the Dean Cain influence. So 1999, her third record, I'm Not So Tough, was so bad sales-wise that she's dropped by B&A Records. That's the record label.
Okay, that was not BNR, BNA.
B&A, yeah. But she got picked up by Capitol Records.
Okay,
so,
well, yeah, that's the biggin.
That's a big one, right? So, Mindy then comes under fire for being unpredictable and difficult to work with again. So, 2002, she releases a self-titled album called
Mindy McCready.
There you go. It had 3 singles on it, and Scream cracked the top 50 charts.
That was all?
That was pretty much it. So, she loses her Capitol deal after her sales from that album are, quote,
starting to swirl the bowl here. I can feel it. I can feel it.
Well, she's labeled commercially disappointing. And she won't release another song for 8 years.
So, just to go back a little bit, Brian.
Back it up.
When I saw her in the late 90s, she was at the top of her game.
Oh, yeah.
They were hiring
her.
They were hiring her to do a promo for some music, where all the musicians get together and give each other trophies.
Right.
Yeah.
You saw her when she was just at the top. That second album came out. She just met Dean Cain. Everything was puppy dogs and sunshine.
So there I am at Universal Studios drinking a Mai Tai.
Nice.
And I was on the patio, and there she is in her little, tight leather shorts.
Hey, for
pants.
Pina Colada. You brought me a Mai Tai?
I experienced Mindy McCready at her peak.
Put strychnine in the water supply.
Burn the place down.
Burn the place. So, yes, you did see her at her absolute peak, to be completely honest.
I experienced her at her peak.
So, but now she gets ditched from Capitol. You won't hear from her for a bit. And she starts dating an aspiring singer named Billy McKnight. Remember I said Billy would come back?
All right.
So it's August 2004.
Is he related to Suge McKnight?
No, nor Brian McKnight.
All right. How about Michael Knight?
He's not a real person.
Hey, they sell all the Knight Riders at Sam's now, box set.
There's the ones I like when they had the big truck, Goliath, the semi truck or whatever, and they would chase around.
Evil.
There was an evil kit called Cat. No, it wasn't. It was called Car, actually, Kar.
All right, I have to rewatch all those.
Jeez, should we take a break? Is it break time?
No, it's good. We're good. What, do you want to take a break?
No, I don't. I just have break in my notes. August 2004, Mindy is arrested for using a fake prescription to obtain Oxycontin, a narcotic painkiller, if you don't know what Oxy is.
She did work down there by the Rush Limbaugh studios.
What do you mean?
Well, it wasn't that what Rush did?
He was popping Oxy.
He had like 7 doctors and 15 prescriptions. And
yeah, he was cracked out.
But, I have a little bit of compassion for people that get hooked on prescriptions, especially if they started taking them for legit reasons.
A doctor told you to take this.
Yeah, when you go hooked on it.
Right.
Yeah. Was that hers? I wonder if that was her, like she pulled a hammy or something.
She was arrested for a fake prescription. That's why she was arrested. If she had a real prescription, she wouldn't have gotten arrested.
No, but sometimes you can't get your prescriptions refilled because you're healed.
Gotcha,
it's a real problem in the, like, sports industries and stuff, I think.
I get you.
I've heard.
All right. Well, she disputes the charges. She's like, I didn't do that.
It wasn't me.
I didn't.
Clearly. It's fake.
So, but then later she pled guilty and was sentenced to a $4,000 fine and 3 years in probation.
I wonder at this time, $4,000 to me and you is a lot of money.
2004? Yeah.
No, but to her, she probably still had some money. She made money for a minute.
Double platinum, dude. She had money. Had.
I wonder, yeah.
That was a long time ago.
She's probably still thinking, I want to get this dropped so it doesn't tarnish my name because I still have a chance.
Oh, for sure. So, here we go. May 2005, Mindy is arrested again, this time for driving under the influence and driving with a suspended license.
Why? Well, she probably got in trouble with suspended license, or was that a byproduct of her first offense?
I want to say it was probably a byproduct of the first offense.
Oh, there's
So,
probably some little ticky tack thing happened there.
oh, dude, it's gonna tick and tack this whole way. So days later, after she gets popped for the DUI and the suspended license charge, Billy's charged with attempted murder. You remember Billy, her boyfriend?
Yeah, to who?
Yeah, Billy broke into Mindy's house in Tennessee and he attacks her. And he beat her and he choked her. And during an interview with Oprah, Mindy said she recalled gurgling on blood and not being able to breathe.
That sounds nasty.
So this was not the first time he attacked her, she said. She said she still loved him, though.
Oh, fuck that.
And then she became pregnant with McKnight's son 2 months later.
All right, ladies out there, we may make fun of women, dudes.
Oh, I'm going to make fun of
everybody.
Mindy now because that's poor decision making.
It's a bit of a thorn in my side, just whatever. If a dude's beating you, you don't love him. He don't love you. Get rid of him.
Dude,
do what you need to do.
I left out so many quotes.
Away.
I left so many quotes out about her. I still love him though, and he's my.
Oh my gosh!
I understand what he did was wrong.
Understand that if you think you feel that way, you need help.
That's
not a joke. We're not joking around.
No,
If you're being physically harmed by somebody, get away from it. And if you don't feel like you can get away from that, find help because you need to.
Mindy McCready actually has some abuse hotlines and stuff like that. So look her up, and there should be some help that way.
Okay.
So
right.
Tennessee,
let's get some more levity here.
Right. The great state of Tennessee issues a restraining order. So McKnight is not allowed in the state of Tennessee.
Oh, he's banned from the state?
Yes, he's banned from the state of Tennessee. Now, having said that, remember that Mindy has got her own issues going on, so she's on probation, so she's not allowed out of the state of Tennessee.
The Venn diagram here is not overlapping.
No, not well, Mindy violates the restraining order by visiting Billy in Florida.
Florida.
Why? Yes, I have my asterisks, like, insert comment about Florida here, because why are all the loonies in Florida?
Florida.
It's just like somebody's gonna eat your face. I bet you that happened in Florida. All right.
The guy just got arrested the other day for a DUI, and he was guess who was riding shotgun?
Alligator.
And did you know that?
No, I was just guessing.
It's an alligator. And so you're the police officer. Seriously, you're like, sir, you roll your window down, and with all the straight face, you're. Hey, officer, what you need?
What can I do?
That's my Florida accent, right?
Right.
We got
Southern Florida or North Florida.
We got a problem here, and this dude is looking past you now at an alligator.
Was the alligator buckled in? That's what I want to know. Just sitting there looking at a kid's seat.
Like
whatever alligator.
And the guys, they got to take the guy's drunk. He's going to get more beer. I think the whole story was.
It's a
ridiculous.
beer run gone wrong.
And I mean, yeah, it's an alligator. I am assuming it's from Florida, but alligators are in like Texas and Louisiana and I don't know, in the Carolinas.
Yeah,
in
the Gulf, I'm sure. Right.
Whatever.
Right.
But when you hear somebody got drunk or a DUI for driving around with an alligator in the front seat,
Florida.
Yeah, born and raised Florida.
Well,
love you, Florida. Peace. We're from Michigan, so go ahead and say some things about us.
Oh, for sure. We're the better peninsula. So now,
we're two peninsulas that,
there's an upper and a lower.
Yeah.
So forget Florida. Don't worry about that. Now we're in July, Arizona, which you don't want to be, 2005. Mindy is charged with identity theft, unlawful use of transportation, unlawful imprisonment, and hindering prosecution.
She's charged for unlawful imprisonment?
Yeah, she claims she was taken in by a con man, and they together were trying to, quote, obtain 2 luxury boats.
Oh.
So her and a con man friend rolled up on a boat, and they basically said, "We're taking this." And they probably didn't realize there were people sleeping below. Hey, what's going on?
She's a pirate.
She is a pirate.
Are you kidding me?
I can't believe that. That's pretty good.
She's a pirate.
Yeah, but 2. So there was like, you take that one, I'm going to take this one. I'll meet you at the island.
Everybody, please submit your best dad jokes here for pirates, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of good.
What's a pirate's favorite letter?
Oh, come on.
What?
Oh, hold on. No. Okay, I'll play along. Go ahead. Do it again.
What's a pirate's favorite letter?
R.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be R, but his favorite letter is the C.
That's a good one.
Yes, all right. So, okay. July, Arizona, 2005. Still, Mindy is found unconscious in a hotel lobby in Indian Rocks Beach, Florida.
That's not illegal. I've
So-
done that many times. It's not illegal.
No, it was deemed an attempted suicide, and it involved an overdose of drugs and alcohol.
Oh, well, maybe that's illegal.
Well, I mean,
It's suicide.
yeah.
You're not supposed
You're
to
not
do
supposed
it.
to do that. No, don't do that. So, August 2005, Mindy's arrested for violating parole by being found unconscious in the lobby of the Indian Rocks Beach in Florida because she left Tennessee, and you can't do that.
Not supposed to do that.
Right. So when
So-
regardless of how you got there, you woke up in a different state. And I was talking about this with my wife before we started on the show here, and I was like, "There's a state between Tennessee and Florida, and I think it's Georgia." So she had to travel all the way through Georgia somehow, conscious or unconscious, to wake up in Florida at Indian Rocks Beach.
Yeah.
So.
But, spring break people probably do it all the time. It's not that big of a deal.
You probably hitch, honestly.
But, this
Don't,
this
though.
girl, in the short amount of time, so she had a couple years of stardom in the
Young fame.
late 99, 98, 97, 98, 99, something like that. And then all of a sudden it went south, and she's now just
Spiraling.
I mean, pulling every lever as she's falling down the hole.
What'd you say? Swirling the bowl?
Swirling the bowl.
Well, all right. September 2005, so the next month.
But I mean, let's say she's on the drugs and she's battling probably depression because she's been a failure. I mean, she had it all. She reached the mountaintop.
I blame LeeAnn Rimes. So
Diaper face.
Diaper face gets it, because if I was at the top and then got usurped by a 14-year-old just because she had a cuter diaper face than me,
Diaper face. Oh, is that Lady Gaga?
I think don't get her involved. I don't want that horse face. I don't want
I
any
like
monsters writing me.
What? She's the new Madonna, Brian.
Yeah, she is the new Madonna, the cone boobs and everything. Like, you can see the before and the now, and it's the same shtick. I like Kesha, okay? That's the thing. Is I really like Kesha. Kesha's my girl. That's not her fault. She got screwed over by a producer, so they had to take her out of the limelight.
So they kept feeding her like fried eggs, and she's like,
wow. So, let's go back to Mindy.
Tour bus doesn't pass a McDonald's or a Taco Bell.
September 2005, Mindy attempts suicide again.
She was like touring with Macklemore.
This time she tries antidepressant overdose.
You want to talk about Macklemore, Brian?
So apparently,
Brian is plowing through this segment.
She told Billy she was pregnant with his kid.
That's a nice move.
That was part of the thing. Is like they were having an argument. She's like, "Well, I'm pregnant with your kid, by the way," and he's like, "I don't know what he said. They don't get into that." But then she tried to kill herself. So she told Oprah about both attempts to try to get back to Billy so that he would admit he was wrong.
Poor girl. I mean, I feel sorry for her. I do.
Well, feel sorry for Xander, because on March 25th, 2006, Mindy gives birth to a boy, Xander. Good, healthy-looking kid, big, strong, looks like he might play pro ball one day.
Basketball?
Baseball. Looks like a pitcher.
Oh.
Shit. July 2007, Mindy is arrested after having an altercation with her mother. They had an argument, and it turned physical, and then the police decided to arrest Mindy, but she resisted, and that kind of forced the officers to shit whip her to the ground. Even then, they couldn't restrain her, and eventually she was pepper sprayed.
Oh. You ever been pepper sprayed?
Accidentally, yes. I was testing out the pepper spray on my mother's keychain. My brother and I were standing in the front yard, and we sprayed it, and the wind took it and carried it right back in our faces, and we both went down for probably about 7 to 10 minutes of, I can't, man, this just really, it gets in your lungs.
If anybody has a couple extra minutes to go on YouTube, just look at videos where people get pepper sprayed and it has no effect on them. And they're like, the cops are coming after them. And these are people that are just laced up on the drugs. Oh,
baby.
they are. They're like the dude that comes after him, like Kung Fu fighting guy. He does pretty good for a minute.
Jeez.
They're pepper spraying people.
I've seen people use pepper spray on like tacos and stuff. Like, just some people, man.
There was a guy that was getting just like point blank pepper spray, and he's just screaming at the cops, eyes wide open, mouth wide open.
Wow.
And he's a big dude coming after the cops, and they could not knock him down. They finally knocked him down. I mean,
a couple bullets, that'll stop you.
You might be able to take out one or two dudes in a cop uniform, but you ain't taking out the department.
No, you can't beat the radios.
No, you can't beat a radio.
So that was July. Now we're in September 2007. Mindy's sentenced to a year of jail time for violating the terms of the earlier probation.
Is this her first like real
Jail time.
incarcerated?
Right.
I'm not just spending the night jail time.
Right. Yeah. She gets a year, but she only serves 3 months.
Okay.
So that's 2007.
Hey, I saw a chain gang on the way here today.
For real?
Yeah, up in Fenton. There was a Genesee County bus with big flashers.
They picking up the highway?
Not Genesee County sheriffs. They're picking up the highway.
Nice.
Shut the fucking highway down too.
Oh.
Oh,
well,
I'm like, they're cleaning up. This is a problem. This is not a solution.
2008 comes around. She's jailed again for violating probation, and she's released after 30 days for good behavior.
I'll do what I want.
So she's getting.
Do not tell me what to do, probe officer.
She's getting into the swing of it now. April 2008, she releases a new single, "I'm Still Here." Oh, Ben's dying.
Seriously, that's what she named it?
I'm still here. It's her first in 6 years. And and shortly after that, the New York Daily News reports a long-term affair between McCready and married baseball player Roger Clemens.
Oh, really?
Well, what do you know about Roger Clemens, Ben?
Stand up, dude.
Well, we'll get there.
Go ahead.
No, Roger Clemens.
Long-term affair. Like for decades.
Roger Clemens is a American baseball player. For the English and the Brits, you'd call it rounders. He's a pro rounders player. What else about Roger? He's the oldest pitcher, some stuff like that, right? Like, isn't he like super old?
Didn't he have?
He won a bunch of awards for like.
Didn't he diddle kids or something?
Dude, that did not come up.
Is that not him?
That's a different show.
Roger Clemens was the one that had the bloody shoe. He was pitching and his toe was bleeding.
Right? Isn't he like I thought he's like the oldest Major League Baseball player to actively play, or he's got like the most World Series or the most innings pitch. That's hockey.
Oh, not very good at the football throw question.
Score a goal unit. All right. Well, she claims not she. The New York Daily News reports that they've been going out. McCready confirms the affair, saying that they first met when she was 16, and their relationship lasted over a decade.
All right. I think Roger Clemens. I don't want to give him any unfair pub because so many people are gonna listen to this podcast and probably text him right now.
We'll draw conclusions about him.
Is
at
he alive?
Worst. He is.
He's alive.
She breaks it off with Roger when he won't leave his wife for her. So there's
that's called a side piece.
That's a side piece. I recommend a show called Ballers on HBO. You'll learn all about that.
Side piece. Mindy McCready was a side piece.
Well, or was Roger Clemens a side piece?
He's a crazy side piece.
So December 2008, Nashville, Tennessee. She tries to kill herself again by slitting her wrist.
Which way did she slit? You think this way or that way?
Well, she didn't make it because she's alive, so she didn't do it correctly. Right. 2009, after probably a horrible Christmas for her family, Mindy appears on VH1 Celebrity Rehab 3 with Dr. Drew Pinsky, Daniel Baldwin, China, and Brigitte Nielsen.
I remember this. I don't remember her, but I remember those other names.
I do.
Those are, yeah.
Right. I remember the Daniel Baldwin one because he was talking about the Baldwins, and I was like, oh, I'd like to learn more about them.
And that Brigitte Nielsen is the
Flavor Flav. Remember, she's
Flavor Flav's girl, and she was in that Rocky movie, Rocky 3.
Oh yeah, she is Rocky 3, the girl.
She was the girl, the Russian chick with the high and tight blonde hair.
Yeah, they're doing that again. The Drago, like Son of Drago's fighting Son of Apollo in the new Creed movie.
Hey, I guess once you've ran through every story in Hollywood, just keep
cycle it, baby.
Rinse, repeat.
Cycle it round. So, okie doke. That brings us up to April 2010. What did you ask me about Mindy McCready when we first started? She didn't end her life in porn.
She dumped out the bottom of the porn industry.
Yeah. Well, a sex tape called Mindy McCready's Baseball Mistress emerges, featuring Mindy and a prior boyfriend.
Oh, wasn't Roger Clemens, was it?
No, this is some younger dude. But
so it was just a home video?
No, this is a production, Mindy McCready, Baseball Mistress.
Oh, so it was produced and sold.
Okay. I think it was more like a Kardashian thing. Remember, kids, Kim Kardashian is famous because she's a porn star. And her mom sold the porn tape, which is why she's famous. Same thing here with Mindy, I think. I think a sex tape came out, and she swerved into it and titled it Mindy McCready Baseball Mistress and sold it as opposed to not.
I didn't know that this existed. Just hold on, I made a note.
Taking
Just
notes.
a note.
Look up Mr.
Note for later.
A month later, she's hospitalized in Florida after an overdose. And that day, a judge refused to grant her an emergency order to regain custody of her son from her mom. And so then she freaked out and popped some pills.
Slow clap for the judge.
Somebody's trying to help.
Seriously.
Xander's stuck in all this shit show. He's like, I didn't ask for any of this.
And this kid's probably only 4 or 5.
God,
4?
at the most. So November 2011, Mindy and Xander go missing. She takes her kid from her parents, who are the lawful guardians, and she goes to Heber Springs, Arkansas.
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 If you ever see a donation that says Arkansas Dave, that's me.
Isn't that where the Joker was kept?
Possible. Heber Springs, Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Mindy's pregnant again.
What?
December 3rd, Mindy is found hiding in a closet in Heber Springs, Arkansas. And her kid goes back to her parents. And December 5th, though, 2011, she's given custody of Xander again. And she's like, he's all bruised up. And she's blaming her mom because she's like, my mom is super religious. And Mindy has a quote, my mother believes she's a prophet sent from God.
Aren't we all?
Image and likeness. Everybody is. So April 9th, 2012, her second child, Zane, is born. And
Zane and Xander?
Zane and Xander.
I feel like this is a weird episode of
like Star Trek.
Yeah, Zane and Xander.
Zane and Xander. Zane and Xander was something. It's a thing. Those are two things from a TV show.
Poor kid is going to be insane.
Yes. I'm not smart enough to have a Xander teed up right there. Zane's dad is a guy named David Wilson. And on January 13th, 2013, David is found dead outside of his home.
Shit.
Initially thought to be a suicide. Later, Mindy was under suspicion. And she said, I had nothing to do with it. End quote.
Swear to God. Swear to God I didn't.
February 17th, 2013. As you notice, we pick up with a lot more specific dates. Police respond to gunshots heard at McCready's home at 3:58 p.m. exact time. They find Mindy's body on the front porch with an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Mindy was 37, and she shot the dog too.
What the fuck?
Well, here was the reasoning. No, here's the reasoning, because somebody else asked that question. Why? And she said that, well, she didn't say, friend of the family, her sister, I don't remember who it was.
Meld there at the last minute.
Somebody, bulk in my mouth. Somebody was like, no, you don't understand. David loved that dog. So Mindy was like, I'm going to bring myself and the dog to you. Here we come. So she shot the dog and then shot herself. And all right, the story of Mindy McCready, folks.
I'm just gonna throw this out there.
That's a theory. That's not fact. Obviously, we don't know why she shot the dog.
I don't give a shit. I'll tell you what. I was gonna sit here and empathize with her and this, that, and the other, and like, oh well, you were born in Florida. You know, it's whatever. It's Florida. You already got the hole to dig yourself out of.
It is your shtick to empathize with these people.
Yeah, I know. But you shot a dog at the end.
And she had two sons, so you shot their dog.
I grew up in the 80s, okay, where you didn't really care what happened to the people on the TV shows and the movies. You cared about the animals. You ever notice that? Like,
yes.
Yeah. You were always like, they played that sad music if an animal was ever left outside or whatever.
Oh, God, Sarah McLachlan.
But
I'll just start crying right away. I have to turn it.
And I'm not, no, she deserved everything, all that. She killed a dog.
Can't do that in Ben's world. Would you
kill a dog?
Kill the dog?
No, well, I mean, if it's a mercy killing, you can kill a dog.
I send thou to hell.
I mean, if the dog's really sick, but no, that was, for everything. I think a lot of people know her name. She had a very short-lived.
Oh, that was a window.
Limelight.
Baby.
I mean,
that was a tight
She had
window.
a lot of big songs.
Damn, LeeAnn Rimes.
She had a lot of big songs, and she was a pretty girl. I believe she took Nashville by storm for a minute.
Yep.
But boy, she just went down the tube quick. I mean, it was like immediately. And 10 years, 12 years.
Not even, man. Because
that's what
she was.
I'm talking from the end of her.
You want the peak?
Her peak. To 2013.
So she was 20 at her peak and died at 37. And then she didn't do anything for 8 years, so that rolls it back to like 31. So she maybe had a 4 to 6 year window.
I kind of wonder about some of the people that we talk about, and this is something that we can all go ahead and Google later. But What's the family up to? Are the mom and dad still alive? How the kids doing? Any of her old lovers still around? Got a story to tell?
Roger Clemens is around.
Yeah.
No, there are books and autobiographies. Her mom's still around, just trying to live life and
Yeah.
raise the kids because she's got Zane and Xander now.
Well,
so.
those kids have got to be old now. I mean, they're borderline adults.
Well, yeah, they got to be teenish years of some kind.
All right. Well, we knocked it. We got our female.
We got a female on the list.
Female on the list, and
We're not sexist. Woo!
Another country music guy or girl or person.
Whoever you want to be, J, Jem, whatever. There's no
Schler.
Right. There's no whatever.
Schler.
I make no judgments.
Yeah, no.
Unless you're a musician and you did some crime, then I'll make judgments on you.
Yeah, well, that's our shtick.
If you like that sort of thing, share with a friend. Hit us up on any of the social medias. It's all crime and music. Twitter, crime and music. Facebook, Instagram, crime and music.
Soon to be MySpace.
Sure. MySpace to be crime and music.
Doing it, dick.
I doubt it. I think you're dicking around.
I want it right when I bring it out.
That's true. Get all your poop in a group. Get all your ducks in a row.
There's gonna be a big unveiling.
Launch it. So, all right, kids. Let us know what you want to hear next time. And like the song says, never trust a big butt and a smile.
Oh, I just wanted to add one thing to that.